something else. Another game I found on itch.io, which I just enjoy itch.io games. This is Hearts Before the Arrow, and it's a living sim where you are a servant in the Ithacan household, and it takes place during the Odyssey. And okay, got Telemachus, young prince of Ithaca, struggling to find his place. Teletubby. Antonius, proud and fiery, one of Penelope's boldest suitors. Eurymachus, age 28, proud and conniving. He's a collector of anything, but in particular, he covets things that no one else can have. Rare objects, expensive wines, things worth bragging about. He's willing to go to any lengths to get those things, but he's clever about it, and all too willing to let someone else take the fall when it comes down to people he cares about. And the things he desires, love rarely, if ever, triumphs over greed. So I think I know who the author's favorite is. It's a long description for him. Alright, anyways. Okay, wait. Sorry if audio's crackly. I'm moving around, and I just used my MacBook microphone, so. New game. Hey. No. What did I do? Okay, full screen again. Oh, you didn't see my tabs. Anyways. Oh, come on, Eleanor. That's a cool name. Your name is Eleanor. I'm a girl. Gender is female. Now what's your body type? I'm low-key kind of fat. There should be like ones in between. Oh, it's fine. I'll go with this. Body type is selected. Oh, this is cool. I like it's just like sensors. Okay, I am pale as hell. But do I want to look like a ghost? I don't know. We'll go with this. Alright, yeah, cool. The palace of Ithaca is quiet as you enter, save for the distant clamor of many voices conversing over an evening meal. Fidgeting with the belt of your chiton to straighten it, you glance about in search of someone to direct you to the head of the house. I'm gonna be right back. I need a glass of water. I guess that's what editing is for. Alright. Alright, I'm back. And with the power of editing magic, you probably didn't have to wait too long. Unless I forgot to edit this part out. Which in that case, you should tell me, and I should be ashamed of myself. Anyways. You're late, child. The rest of the servants arrived some hours ago. Oh, I like her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Will happen again, I promise. See that it doesn't. Try to do my old lady. The work here can be grueling, fast-paced, and often quite thankless. You must be hard-working and vigilant. I am Euryclea. I have headed King Odysseus' serving staff since his father's rule, and I will be who you answer to for the foreseeable future. That voice probably sucks ass. Now come with me. There's work to be done before supper ends. If the palace foyer had been quiet, the kitchen was a war zone. Pots clattered and servants shouted for more bread, more wine. Melantho beat. Something shattered on the ground. followed by a string of curses from various people as several hands moved to clean the mess before frantic cooks could step on the ceramic shards. The scuffle was so chaotic that you're not entirely sure who dropped it in the first place. If I pause randomly, it's because I'm taking a drink of water, so I don't fucking die. Ah, that girl. I think I expected more order in a royal household. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, actually, where do you need me? Euryclea gives you an approving look and passes you a heavy amphora. We're terribly short-staffed with 108 extra mouths to feed. Queen Penelope's suitors have us running ragged. Melantho is one of the Queen's aides, not kitchen staff, but I've enlisted her to help in filling some of the gaps. She's here, if nothing else. Gods, no, I can't say the same for her brother. A man appears at the door to what you assume must be the dining hall, judging by the sounds of raucous laughter and conversation. He shouts to be heard above the clamor of the kitchen. Melanthius, the goat's herd. Our guest cups are running dry. Where's the wine? I don't know what voice to give him, so... Bah! Have some patience, Melanthius, while the rest of us serve. Melanthius glowers at her before you catch his eye. He squints at you a moment, as though trying to place whether he knows you. What are you looking at? I'll give you some... I'm polite. I'm a coward. He averts his eyes quickly. Just looking at him like... Huh? Just get someone out here before... I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Tries to entertain again. Euryclea. He leaves without waiting for a response. Regardless of his attitude, Melanthius does have a point. As you neglected to find yourself here in a timely manner, you will be taking on the task of serving our guests their wine tonight. Fuck, man! What is your name, child? My name is Eleanor. Haha. Let me offer you a word of advice, Eleanor. Our king has been gone near 20 years now, and these men show more of their true colors every day. They grow impatient. They will want to use you for their own ends. Do not let them. I won't. Go now, see to our guests. Once they have retired for the night, I will have someone show you to the servants' quarters. Cool. Welcome to the household, Eleanor. Good luck to you. Taking a sip of water. The number of people in the dining hall is almost absurd. 108 men laugh uproariously, shouting about conquest of lands, monsters, and a woman. You get the feeling that your arms will be numb from pouring wine by the end of the night. Great. Oh. One man stands out in the crowd, a dozen men hanging on his every word at the head of the table, because they're all in gay, yaoi love with him. He looks up, glances at the amphora in your hands, and beckons you forward. He's rubbing his hands together like an evil fly. Well, here's a new face. What's your name, sweet thing? Ugh, ew. Mind your business and not mind mine. Ew, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know what that was, sorry. You duck your head and fill his cup. Well, sir, she says. Adorable. Don't worry about getting used to that title, sweetheart. It'll be my king soon enough. The man next to him lets out a wild cackle. Be gentle with her, Antonius. We wouldn't want her to frighten her off so soon. Don't worry, dear one. Don't fucking call me that, you creep. His bark is worse than his bite. Well, It is when the wine has been flowing. Hi, my name is Yuri Makis. I hope to hear it from you often. No. That was your bite. I don't imagine ever hearing it in the tone you're hoping for. Um. Oh, you are a feisty one. -1? Great. I have no shortage of interested parties, shall we say, but I do appreciate a challenge. Wow! Come on, Yuri Makis, quit hogging. Yuri Makis' charming smile tenses. Katef, suppose, bark, on the other hand, I could do with hearing less of. Nah, just because you can't take a joke doesn't mean this cute little number can't. Do not call me that. You have a sense of humor, right, newbie? Can't imagine this place has you around for your personality. He cackles a wild laugh as his own joke. Does anyone find you funny except for yourself? You can dress a donkey like a clown, but it's still an ass. I'll be polite this run through. You know, I'll be polite. What do you mean +1? You make your way down the table, continuing to fill empty cups as you try to memorize a few who deign to acknowledge you. Pardon me, if you don't mind. He holds up his empty cup, the very picture of a well-mannered noble. That's a fucking weird thing to say. Of course, sir. Oh, there's no need for that. You can just call me Amphinomus. I don't fucking know. Thank you, Amphinom. Oh, great. That's very kind of you. He looks a tad flushed, though it might just be the wine. As you turn to continue down the line of seated suitors, you catch the next guest staring at you with an appreciative look. It's a fine pair of legs, excuse me. Mind turning around again? Why am I giving you a southern accent? Mind turning around again so I can get a proper look at who they're attached to? Keep your eyes in your head or I'll knock them out of it. I'm sorry, sir? Fuzz 5! Sir? Yeah, you can call me that if you like. Come on, give your guest a spin, why won't you? The man next to him swats his arm. Oh, give her a break, Amphimedon. Let her settle in before you go making demands, at least. Don't mind him. He's 4 sheets to the wind already. You'd think this lot would be able to hold their drink by now. My name is Aegis. Mention it if any of them are getting too drunk. Oh. Thank you. He inclines his head. It seems polite until you realize he's looking conspicuously downwards. Oh. You do have nice legs. I don't want to hear about that. He's just as drunk as the rest of them. Or he's just like this. He glances down the table to see where an older man sits a little ways apart from the younger suitors. We don't mention my name to Polybus, though. I mean, I'd be shocked if he did bother you. He's a traditional sort, but I don't feel like dealing with a week of disapproving looks across the table for consorting with the slav. Polybus doesn't look at you as you approach. He sits alone, but he doesn't seem particularly bothered by his solitude. Taking a sip of water. Hey, do you want some more wine? He frowns slightly, but pushes his cup closer for you to fill. You move on quickly. There's a gap between the older suitor and the next guest. A nervous-looking man stares transfixed at a bowl of water. He doesn't seem to notice you. What's that? Oh no. As he dips a ring on a thin chain into the bowl, scrutinizing the ripples that form, he grimaces. Uh-oh. He startles, dropping the ring into the bowl. He pouts, fishing it out. Yes, sorry, I'm fine. Did you need something? You lift the amphora and offer. Oh, yes, could certainly use some wine, thank you. You realize his cup is still full from his last pour, but he's already staring at his bowl again. Before you can move on to the next group of guests, a soft creak catches your attention. Yo! Is that who I think it is? A heavy door opens near the end of the room, and a thin figure slips in, keeping to the wall to avoid attention as they stride quickly towards the kitchen. Well, then, our beloved Prince of Ithaca. The figure freezes, shoulders hunching before he straightens and turns to face the room. Yo! Hey, Teletubby. Good evening, Hesepos. Why the sour look, Prince Telemachus? Come now, have the courtesy to greet your guests. The prince grits his teeth, saying nothing. He turns on his heel and tries to continue towards the kitchen. Antonius rises from the table, blocking the prince's path. I wonder if I have the hair, I could do the hair. I could just look almost exactly like him without accessories and the customizer. Maybe. Move, Antonius. Or Antinous. I'm just gonna do that pronunciation. Why, little prince? Are you too busy to entertain your guests? I'd hate to think of you as a poor host. Oh, but that's right. You're not our host, are you? This is your father's palace. I said move, Antonius. You're disturbing the entire palace with your noise. You could at least fetch me dinner. At least let me fetch dinner in peace. What do you plan to do about that, Telemachus? You're not going to kick me out. You're not even going to fight me. He grabs Telemachus by the arm roughly. Oh, you good, buddy? Sir, not. You're being a poor guest. Sir, not. You're being a poor guest. And who are you to decide that, servant? The prince takes the opportunity to pull away from Antonius' hold, rubbing his abused arm. A member of this household, Antonius. You'd best remember that. Ctesippus laughs, cooing as though Telemachus were a growling puppy. Just puppy dog. Don't stop. Alright. Tony scoffs, turning away from Telemachus to return to the table. He's rubbing his hands together like an evil fly again. Run along, little prince. Enjoy your dinner while the rest of us plan your family's future. Freak. The prince clenches his fists, hurrying away into the kitchen. Come on, Antonius. You're just gonna let him go? Have a little fun when he comes back, at least. There's a round of goading and agreement from the many faces who have been watching the confrontation with glee. Before Antonius can respond, the crowd is hushed. You turn to see Leiodes standing, staring straight ahead and firmly avoiding their curious gazes. He clutches the ring he'd been fiddling with, fidgeting nervously. There have been signs! The gods are... The suitor snickers, anxious demeanor. Ctesippa's distinct cackle can be heard among the tittering of the crowd. Amphidon laughs at the nervous diviner. What is it now, Leiodes? Have the birds been talking to you again? Leiodes seemed to gather himself, standing a bit taller with importance. The throne will have its king within the season, and the walls will run red as wine. The gods have made their warnings clear. I fear the worst for any who find themselves within these walls when the time comes. There's an uneasy silence for that dining hall. Feeling a tad dramatic tonight, aren't we, Leiodes? Perhaps the wine has gone to your head. I assure you I haven't. I think perhaps you ought to sleep it off, diviner. You're seeing things where there's nothing to see. Keep telling yourself, buddy. Keep telling yourself that. The signs have been extremely... Now, Leiodes. Yowie? Yowie? The uneasy silence continues. Finally, Leiodes reluctantly exits. I'm probably gonna piss people off with my pronunciations. That is if anyone watches these. Who do I want to look at? Leodes. What is it like to be a diviner for people who ignore anything they don't want to hear? I'm just going to look at all of them. The database connection is fine. Although he's sitting as relaxed and sure as ever, his hand is clenched tightly on the edge of the table. He looks bored, annoyed by Contessa post beside him. Clearly, Leode's words aren't affecting him much, at least not outwardly. He's grinning mirthfully, nudging an irritated-looking Eurymachus and snickering. He looks uncertain, but keeps glancing around to gouge the reactions of the others. He meets your eye, but looks away quickly as though he'd been caught. It's fine. It's fine. He's steadfastly not looking at anybody. Absently, he traces circles of spilled wine on the tabletop with a finger. A sip of wine. Iglis's brow is furrowed as he stares at Leodes, as though he's a puzzle to be solved. He's near sent face first into the table as Amphidon slings an arm over his shoulder. Yowie! Yowie! But when he recovers, there's a tight smile on his face as he leans into the larger man's side. He was blushing! Amphidon, on the other hand, seems unaffected. Get Polybus. He appears steadfastly unbothered over his food and wine. Had he even been listening to the diviner? Regardless, he doesn't seem terribly worried. You fucking idiots. Oh, I already looked at him. Go to the kitchen. Best to leave them the process which has happened on their own. If they want to fucking die, they can fucking die. Clutching your amphora, you take your leave unacknowledged by the suitors and re-enter the kitchen. I've read the Odyssey. I know what happens to the maids that consort with the suitors. Not that I would want to, but it seems to be a bit less of a chaotic force than it was before, perhaps in part because the prince is still present. He sits alone at a small table, which the servants appear to be respectfully avoiding. Someone collides with you, almost knocking the near-empty amphora from your arms. You barely catch it before it can fall to the floor. Ah! Watch where you're going! Some of us are working! Oh my god, I would love to flirt with her. I would love to flirt with her. I'm going to flirt with you. You look familiar, but I'm sure I would have remembered such a lovely face. I know she's a traitor, but like... She blushes furiously, taken aback. No, we haven't met. I'm Melantho. You were serving the suitors, right? You probably met my brother, Melanthius. The idiot's been spending so much time with them, it's like he's forgotten he's a servant. Are you done standing in the middle of the room? Go find your Euryclea. She should have your next assignment ready for you. You step aside for her to pass, glancing around at the busy servants. Sorry if my computer's making loud noises. I'm trying to plug it in. Okay. It's fine, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. If the old maid is in the kitchen, she's well hidden by the throng of workers busily cleaning dishes and preparing ingredients in advance for the next morning. It seems a servant's work is never done in this palace. I mean, yeah. The only person who doesn't look too busy to chat is the prince. If anyone would know where Euryclea is, it would be him. You take your chances and approach his table. Hey, Teletubby! Oh, it's you again. You're one of the new servants from Same. Or Same? I don't fucking know. Right, Eleanor? Euryclea has good things to say about you, and she's not an easy woman to impress. Are you okay? Am I? Oh, yes, I'm fine. It's not an uncommon event these days, unfortunately. Antonius will get what's coming to him in the end. I'm sure of it. He sure will. We just have to wait it out. Before you can reply, a dry voice interrupts your conversation. Telemachus turns back to his meal. There you are, child. The guests are winding down for the night, yes? The queen will need her evening meal. Penelope, I'm a suitor. I'm a suitor for Penelope's hand. I don't care if Odysseus will kill me. I don't care if I'm a woman. Put that down and take this with you. You can retire for the night once you're finished. You'll need to be rested for the morning's work. As soon as you put the amphora down on what little empty space of the counters you can find, a tray of food is pressed into your hands. Before you can ask for directions to the queen's chambers, Euryclea vanishes into the throng of workers. Well, there were a few people who seemed like you well enough. Surely one of them has to know the way to the queen's chambers. I feel like, ooh, like Yuri. I mean, she's sort of the queen's age, but like, I think Telemachus. I kind of want to do. The prince's dishes are taken away by a passing servant as he rises from his table. Now's as good a time as any to ask. Would you mind giving me directions to the queen's rooms? He turns to you quizzically, but the expression clears when he sees the tray of food in your hands. Oh, of course. Euryclea did say that you missed the tour with the others. I'm heading back that direction anyway. I'll take you there. Thank you. He glances furtively at the door to the dining hall. Perhaps we ought to take the long way around, though. I can show you the servants' quarters on the way. Thank you. The doors to the queen's chambers are less ornate than you would have expected from royals. They look to be quite sturdy and not as ornately decorated as you would expect of royalty. They're quite vast in size. I can't fucking count. The door opens a crack, and a careful eye studies you. I know every face in this palace. I do not know yours. Who are you? Eleanor, ma'am, from I don't know. I arrived only today. Ah, yes, that's right. One of the servants sent by my sister-in-law, Sidamine, correct? She sent me a letter. Do come in. Yo. You enter the spacious room. It is warmly lit and more cluttered than you would imagine a royal's chambers to be. Tapestries upon the wall and wool yarns seen spilling over in baskets are a testament to the queen's skill as a weaver. A door to what you can only assume is the queen's bedchamber is solidly closed at the back of the room. There are a few wooden carvings and figures on shelves near her room. It's a well-loved room, and clearly one she spends quite a lot of time in. Yeah, because she doesn't want to be near the suitors. It's okay, I'll treat you better! I apologize for my ill-mannered greeting, and I thank you for your courtesy and patience. I'm afraid some of our guests can be rather forward. It's become a necessary precaution to be suspicious of a person's intentions. I haven't been here long, but I can understand. Yes, I'm terribly sorry if any of the guests have made you uncomfortable. Well, my son and I are doing our best to make things comfortable for our staff. There's very little we can do directly without my husband present. She turns her back to you, returning to her room. Despite her apparent confidence, the tension of her body gives you the impression she's quite focused on your presence. She gestures to a desk near the loom. You can leave the tray there. Someone will retrieve it with breakfast. I'm afraid I must finish these rows before I retire for the night, and I would hate to make you wait. Good evening. Isn't she gonna, undo it? Her dismissal is clear. You place the tray at the requested spot and leave her in peace. Taking your time, you slowly retreat to the servants' quarters. You have much to mull over before you sleep, and you get the impression that you'll be too busy to think come morning. Episode 1. End. Gonna sleep back. Yay! I don't know why something like that. The strongest connection is with Telemachus. Oh, cool. I'm fine. While there are many routes available in the final version of the game, for the purpose of this demo, Telemachus is the only route currently available. Please enjoy another episode 1 of Telemachus' route as a proof of concept for what is to come. So good. You're awoken by the tittering of birdsong through the wood shutters of the window. Blinking the sleep from your eyes and taking a deep breath, you take a moment to get your bearings. Your shared room isn't particularly large, but it gets the job done, and anyway, you won't be spending much time here outside of sleeping. The other beds are empty. Everyone else is already up and working. You scramble out of bed and throw on a chiton just in time for an impatient knock at the door. Eleanor, the morning has begun. Do you plan on sleeping the day away? Did nobody fucking wake me up? I am so sorry. You're really cool. I will get right to work. See to it that you do, and see that this tardiness doesn't become a habit, understand? I'll not have a worker who lazes the day away. I am so sorry. Melantho and her brother spend enough time doing so as it is. You get the impression you weren't meant to hear that last sentiment. Come to me once you're decent. I have an assignment for you. Am I naked or something? What? About time, child. The laundry needs doing. Yay. Go and fetch the linens from the family's bedrooms. The guest rooms have already been attended to. You've a busy day ahead of you to catch up with the others, so I'd suggest you be quick about it. The queen's linens have been attended to. You need only to gather the prince's laundry. Oh, I see. Let's go. Take it for washing and stock clean towels in the baths. Now off with you. How many of the suitors do you think shower around? Into bed. You must gather the laundry before the time runs out. It's a good time to... Thank you for telling me that. Ready? Oh, shit. Oh, I have like a lot of time. It's fine. La la la. I don't have a mouse. I just use my trackpad, so. Okay. Yeah. Do I have to get his shoes too? Why do I have to get his shoes? Why does he have only 3 shoes? Oh, my bad. Okay, I don't need to get the shoes. I just like put an entire jar in the laundry basket for no good reason. Alright, perfect. You gathered everything without a single mistake. It would help if he was a bit cleanlier. Something clatters to the floor as you pull the last blanket into the basket. Oh shit. A small wooden bow, unstrung. It didn't seem particularly suited to a man of Telemachus' height, but it's very finely crafted. You leave it where it is. Hopefully the prince won't mind, considering it had been left tangled in the linens. Oh, is that like a keepsake of his that he's hiding? Time to wash the linens. Cool. What? What's happening? Not half bad. You can almost swear the laundry is sparkling. There you are, child. I thought I'd check on your progress. Have you finished the laundry? She eyes your work. My, quite an eye for the task it seems. You've done very well, Eleanor. I'll return the prince's linens to his room myself once they've dried. She pulls an old blanket from the washed laundry, hanging it up to dry. A fond smile crosses her face. Ah, you've gathered some of Telemachus' old blankets. They don't need washing often, really. They're only spares his mother made when she was expecting him. She and the king were so very excited for their first child. Telemachus has often brought the same thought to my mind, waiting to meet his father. He has always been quite a dreamer. War dumped. Ah, but you're far too busy today to be listening to an old maid ramble. Go on then, and take the fresh linens to the baths. Now let's hang the laundry to dry. La la la. I'm gonna be dead ass. I've played this game before, but at the when it said episode 1, I assumed that was the end. I have actually not played this part, so yeah. I'm not being a stinky liar anymore. I just really like this game, and I had no idea that there was more. So. Well, no, there's still one more. All the laundry is hung to dry. Who's that? Is that Hermes? Yo! Let me set you. Arms laden with towels, you opt to take a shortcut through the courtyard to make up some extra time on your way to the baths. It's my favorite Greek god. As you step out into the sun, you hear a commotion between you and your doll. He's rubbing his hands. Okay, I can only see that every time. Oh, that's so cool. Look at him. Come now, little prince. If you're so bothered by us having a bit of fun, why didn't you do something about it? He's fucking shaking. Leave him alone. He's scowling, but doesn't say anything. Antonius knocks into his shoulder when he tries to push past, shoving the prince into Ctesiphon. Ah, come on, Telemachus. If you can't take a few jokes, at least take a swing. The prince shoves Ctesiphon into Aglaeus, who grabs the cackling suitor before he can fall. Sorry. Gods, what a wet blanket. Learn to have a little fun, why don't you? Ha! I'll give you a wet blanket. What? Dude! Amphion shoulder checks Telemachus, sending him tumbling over the lip of the fountain. Splash! Hold up, wait, I have water. Okay, that's not a splash sound. And the suitors laugh and holler. What the fuck? Telemachus manages to crawl in gracefully out of the fountain. He runs off before anyone can say anything more. Coward. And this is who the old king left to rule us one day. Ithaca would run to the ground before the boy's ass touched the seat of the throne. Yes, Antonius. We only hear you complain about it at every meal. Let's not spoil the sunshine with more winging. I'm speaking some whining. Shall we? Watch your tongue or I'll cut it out, you little snake. Despite his words, he seems more amused than angry. Maybe I should have read that differently then. Promises. Gonna save that. Just in case I see something bad. There's no call for that. Still haven't learned your place, I see. I like her attitude. Let's hope she learns when she should keep it to herself. Please don't beat me up. You know what? I'll beat your ass. I don't care. Antonius gives you a pointed look with narrowed eyes, then ignores you in favor of turning back to his fellow suitors. That seems to be the best you'll get from them. You move on. There's still plenty of work to be done today. You continue on your way, crossing the courtyard while the suitors distract themselves with crude jokes and barking laughter. Woof. Okay. Before you can come across the baths, you hear a scratching noise and a quiet whine. Argos! The source of it isn't clear until you round the corner. Puppy! A skinny old dog is scratching at its closed door. As you approach, it turns to watch you warily. Boof. What are you doing, buddy? Can I pet you? It offers you another quiet boof, which doesn't particularly answer your question. Well, yeah, I can't speak English. There's no writing here, I don't know what you're saying. Looking at you with sad eyes, it paws at the door again. You open the door for the dog to slip through. It wags its tail lightly as it trots through. Before you can move on down the hallway, you hear someone crash against the wall inside the room, followed by a heart-wrenching sob. Oh no. Oh. Peeking around the doorway, you see Prince Telemachus huddled against the corner. I'm sorry, this is probably really embarrassing for you. His shoulders are shaking and shattered ceramics litter the floor from across from him. His clothes are still soaked. Do you want me to, God's forsaken bastard talks to me like Who am I kidding? I'm not just a cowardly little. I can't even. What's wrong with me? The prince's hands raised to grip at his hair, tugging at it as though pulling it out would pull the anger out with it. Another angry sob wrenches from his throat, and with a flick of his arm, another ceramic cup shatters against the opposite wall. So I know you're angry, and you should be, but I don't know if anyone. I think maybe you should clean that up. I'm sorry. Unfazed, the bony old hound pats up to the distraught man. Oh my, that's so sweet. Where are you? I can't keep doing this. I don't know what to do anymore. The prince startles as the old dog presses his nose against his arm, but he ruffles the hound's flea-bitten ears. His voice is thick when he speaks. Are you alright? Telemachus jerks back when he hears your voice, head snapping up to stare at you. He lurches to his feet, scrubbing at his face with a hand to hide the evidence of tears. It does little to hide the redness of his face. I'm fine. I just needed... He clears his throat, his next attempt at coming out more composed. I'm alright, thank you. I only needed a moment of peace. I'll be going. You best get back to what you were doing. He hurries out of the room, Argos following closely at his heels, and beats a hasty retreat into the direction of his chambers. You take a few moments to give him a head start before you continue on to your original destination. We get to see him again before this episode ends. Now that the towels have been appropriately restocked in the baths, you find yourself with a moment to consider your next objective. Euryclea has made you well aware of the work that needs doing before the evening meal, but there doesn't seem to be any particular order that they need doing in. Ingredients need to be prepared for dinner. The gardens need weeding and pruning, and the dining room needs to be cleaned before the students return en masse. Where to go first? Did I miss something? Okay. Best to get food ready for the cooks. Who knows how rowdy the guests will be if they don't have their bellies full in time. The kitchen is, as always, quite busy, but it's significantly less hectic than it had been the previous night. Trying to make sense of the bustle, you recognize a few faces. Melanthius is sitting at the small table at the back of the room, with Amphonius sharing a drink. Melanthos, standing at the counter, appears to be verbally abusing the vegetables. This is beautiful! I want to talk to her. I like her. You approach your counter, keeping a fair distance out of reach of the knife. I'm just a fucking lesbian, I'm sorry. Neck Melanthos brandishing at a pile of half-peeled onions. You're supposed to peel them first, you know. Is insulting the onions mother standard culinary practice? She flushes at being caught out for her less than ladylike language. Glaring at you defensively, she shoves the onions closer to you. Oh, just make yourself useful, won't you? You peel vegetables in silence for a few minutes. Melantha watches your hands when she thinks you aren't looking, and seems to improve her technique a little. At any rate, there's far less swearing involved. Okay. I'll talk to you guys. You approach the men sitting at the back of the room. Amphonius waves, but Melanthius looks at you reproachfully. Don't you have work to be doing? Maybe I just wanted to say hello. Hello! Don't encourage her, Amphonius. Rather than push Melanthius further, you opt to bow and get to work on the rest of your duties. The sound of fighting greets you as you step out into the sun. Amphidon and Antonius are wrestling in the grass, a game of knucklebones abandoned in the dirt nearby. Leodes sits on the edge of the fountain, studying knucklebones and checking his observations against a sheet of papyrus. Yo, hey dude! Oh, wait, Hermes. A statue of Hermes stands over the water, looking down at you. Its hand is outstretched as though offering to pull you up. The low edge of the fountain is so damp where Telemachus had been pushed into it. It's so sad. You spend some time weeding the courtyard, plucking up unwanted dandelions and nettles. They're tossed into a basket for cleaning later. The greens will make a great salad for tomorrow. Cool. Hi, Leodes. You join Leodes at the edge of the fountain. He looks up as your shadow falls over the Knucklebones. Are you planning to play? Oh, no, I'm only studying the way the numbers fell. I'm not so practiced in reading Knucklebones as I am bird signs, but I may as well practice while they're occupied. He turns the papyrus around to show you a table of numbers. At first, he just wanted me to keep track of their score, but they stopped listening and decided to wrestle for the victory instead, so I'm just practicing simple readings off their numbers. You spend a few minutes letting Leodes explain what the numbers mean and what it means when they fall a certain way. You don't retain much of it, but he seems happy to have someone listen while you remove leaves and debris from the fountain. Sorry. Do I want to know? You approach the wrestling suitors, though you keep yourself out of the range of their flailing. They don't seem available to chat at the moment. Yield or I'm gonna break your arm. I'd like to see you try. Ow, fucker! They're probably fine. You can decide not to get in the middle of this. Yeah, that's a good idea. Looks as though a storm had run through the room over breakfast. Plates and cups upended, lying on the floor, and half-eaten food left about. Polybus and Eurymachus are sitting at one table, discussing something and shooting the occasional irritated look at Tisvagleus, cursing occasionally as he loses a round of heads or tails with a small trinket. I'm curious. I don't like them. I like them a bit less, honestly, so I'm gonna pick them first. The two men are in the depths of conversation and don't acknowledge you. All I ask is that you keep your dalliances away from your bedroom when I'm the one neighboring it. There are things a father has no desire to know about his son. You know, that is so reasonable. He sighs dramatically, as though it were the greatest inconvenience. Dude, you can get in your pants for like. I believe in you. You can. Suppose it will help you sleep at night. I will endeavor to find other areas to dally. You decide it would be best not to get involved in this conversation, yeah, and to knock before entering any of the storage rooms from now on. Oh no. Yo! Glaius gives you a mild smile as you approach. Isopos flips the trinket, smacking a fist against the table as it lands. Shit! Best, what is it now, 13 out of 25? You haven't won anything out of the last 12 rounds. Do you even have anything left to beat? I can bet the game piece. Why would I want this? Come on, live a little. I'll play one more round if you bet your silence for the entirety of dinner. Seconded. This is unsportsmanlike conduct for sure. What do you say, Eleanor? Okay. You've already played 12. One more can't hurt, right? I'm gonna save this. See? Ugh. Wait, I meant. I actually meant that I wanted him. Wouldn't it have to be a sport to be unsportsmanlike? I'm sorry. Oh, you wound me. Haha! Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Glaius sparks a laugh and picks up the piece to flip again. The trinket is tossed into the air, spinning over itself until it finally lands. Ha! Heads! I win! Good game, I suppose. He cracks a smile, jokingly offer a seated bow of defeat. You decide not to point out that the final score was 12-1. Okay. No, it seems so to you. I think, maybe. Mess. It's incredible that any food at all made it into the suitors' stomachs at breakfast, given the mess they left behind. You grimace but get to work cleaning. This is a frequent occurrence. It's a wonder the palace has any rugs and plates left at all. Emily, do not check Discord. You're recording. Okay. Once the wasted food has been gathered to feed to the swine, the rugs taken to clean as best they could be, and the plates returned to the kitchen, it looks much more livable. That's nice. Polybus gives you a scrutinizing look, then a curt nod of approval. Good, I just fucking cleaned this place. You're freaking welcome. Is there anything I missed? Oh, look, I can look at this. This jug is much smaller than the amphora you'd used to serve the suitors the night before. And Melanthius must not be planning on drinking much this early in the afternoon. Good. They're well-kept ingredients, appearing to still be quite fresh. The palace must have an impressive cellar for storage, given the number of guests being fed every day. Though it's only been a few days, you feel like you're beginning to settle well into a routine. The chores, though numerous, aren't terribly different from the work you did in Same. As rowdy as Penelope's suitors are, you haven't drawn their attention strongly enough for them to go out of your way to bother you. That being said, you have been feeling eyes on you for the past day. You stop in the middle of the hall. Nothing looks out of place, but you can't shake the feeling that someone is watching you. Is it a god? It's rude to stare, you know. There's silence for a moment, and you wonder if you were mistaken. Oh, hey! Then quiet footsteps approach the corner, rounding it to reveal a sheepish-looking Prince Sarmagus. Hey! He rubs the back of his neck awkwardly, not quite meeting your eye. Sorry, I didn't mean to. God, I swear I had this prepared. It's alright, take your time. Okay, just let me start over. Actually, I'm gonna take a breath. You look like you're gonna faint. He does so, setting his shoulders, though whether it's in confidence or defensiveness, you're not quite sure. I just wanted to apologize for the other day. The state you saw me in was unbecoming. Why are you apologizing? It's okay. He seems entirely caught off guard by the question. What? What are you apologizing for? You didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry? You did it again. Oh, sorry. Well. Look at his face. He clears his throat awkwardly. A man shouldn't be crying in storage closets just because some guests got pushy. No. I like my decision, so I'm just gonna save over this. Yes. I don't want to see his reaction. He laughs in surprise. What? What? Okay, he didn't mind that, so. Well, I had more to say, but I have to admit this isn't really how I was expecting this conversation to go. See that he's put so much thought into it. He blushes, looking pleased. Why am I like this? Alright, I just didn't want you to feel awkward, I suppose. I know you haven't been here very long, and I can't say I feel like I've made a good first few impressions. At any rate, I've managed to talk myself into a strange corner here, so I'm gonna quit while I've still got some of my dignity left. He bids you a wave and quickly escapes down the hall. You just come from. No! Come back! Hopefully the conversation helped at least a little. The prince did seem a bit more lighthearted. That's good. Though, considering the only thing in that direction is the servants' quarters, you decide to leave quickly to spare him the embarrassment of the return journey. After a busy day of work, oh no, it's ending! Among rambunctious guests, you find yourself unable to silence your mind asleep. Rather than laying in bed fruitlessly as your fellow servants snore, you opt to take a walk around the now quiet palace, hoping the peace will help you settle. The courtyard. The night air is pleasant on your face. The fresh smell clears your mind as you take a deep, soothing breath. You take a moment to listen to the crickets and the screech of a distant owl. Fuck! The sound of a bowstring and a thunk against wood interrupts your enjoyment of the piece. Oh, hey! I'm gonna wait for the thing to load so I can look at the image because it was really bad. Okay. Prince Telemachus stands to one side of the open area, aiming a long bow at a wooden target at the other end of the courtyard's edge. As you watch, he looses another arrow, followed by another in impressively quick succession. They strike true, though not perfectly, clustering close to the center. You make an impressed sound before you can think to stay quiet. The prince flinches, his next shot lodging in the outermost ring of the target. He whips around to stare in the shadows, where you stand just outside the torchlight. Who's there? Show yourself. Should I flirt with him? I mean, I'm very gay. He's a twink, though, so. Okay, I'm gonna blush a little bit. I certainly hope you mean my. Yeah, that's what I meant. Of course, whatever else would I mean? He gives you a pointed look, but he's smiling a little. I'm having fun. You step into the torchlight to stand beside him as he knocks another arrow. This one lands a touch off center. You know, you're watching, I'm not gonna hit the center even once. You're really fine. You're doing great before. His next shot lands amongst the rest, clustered near the center. See, you're a perfectly good archer. I suppose. I could be better, though. You're not as good as your father. I don't know why I said that. Alright. He lowers his bow and turns to you, holding it out for you to take. Here, have you ever shot a bow before? I can teach you if you want. Oh. He seems excited, not waiting for a response, for the bow is in your hands, and he's standing behind you to adjust your grip. I've tried shooting from the chest, the cheek, and the head, but holding my hand back to my cheek usually works the best for me. I like being able to look down the arrow. His hand is warm over yours in the bow. His other hand helps you draw back against the heavy draw weight. Telemachus must be stronger than he looks if he could fire this bow so easily. Look down the arrow to the target. It's not as exact as it looks. He learned how to compensate for that over time. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be a cool SL archer. Take a deep breath, let it out, and release the arrow. I'm gonna hit him instead. Okay. You won! Woo! Oh my gosh! New illustration on the check gallery. Look at that! You're a natural. This would probably be easier to do in daylight. He shrugs awkwardly. His next shot lands dead center. Damn! I've been doing this at night for so long, it hardly seems to matter. I'm used to it. If I practice in the day, I run the risk of my mother's suitors finding me with a weapon. If they mock me for it or something worse, it's not worth it. Oh, music! How do they treat you that way? He pauses in shooting to collect his arrows, seeming to mull the question over a while he does so. There's a lot more to it than you'd expect. This isn't my household. I don't have a say in what the guests here do. Technically speaking, it's not my mother's household either. Hashtag we need feminism. Until my father returns, the guests in his home are within their rights to make themselves comfortable, and we cannot dismiss them. Regardless of their poor hospitality etiquette, the house of Odysseus will not violate Xenia in his name. Xenia is cool for him. Haven't the suitors are... There's no way I'm going back to all of these. I suppose so, but to declare them poor guests and demand they leave would mean declaring myself head of the household. And tell 108 men like Antonius that they've just wasted 3 years courting my mother for nothing? He grimaces at the thought. Why can't you take control of the household? My father is still the head of the household. Acting like it's my household is as good as declaring the king dead. The house of Odysseus can only stand in his name until I make a claim for the throne, or my mother takes a new husband. You've seen the way they act. Can you say with certainty that that they'd have a peaceful understanding about wasting 3 years of courting? No. That every suitor here is only for my mother's hand? Archery seems important to you. My father was an archer, I'm told. Great with a sword, a spear, a bow. He was a great warrior and an even greater strategist. I'm not any of that, but maybe I can be good at this one thing. His arrow strikes the center of the target. The second arrow strikes the first, cracking it in half. That's cool as fuck. Is that a Brave reference? Ah, waste of a good arrow. Yeah, it's true. It's a waste of a good arrow. Seems a bit critical to call a shot like that a waste. I suppose. I'm not a woodworker. I'm not the woodworker my father was, though. Seems a waste to have to barter for new arrows just because I'm fooling around with the ones we have. It's true. There's a long moment of comfortable silence between you, broken only by the sound of crickets punctuated by arrows against wood. My mother loves my father more than I've seen anyone love anything. I can see it in her eyes when she talks about him. She lights up when she tells me stories about him, even if it's gotten sadder since the loss of my grandmother. She hasn't given up on him, and I doubt she ever will. I can't imagine the kind of bond they have. But I don't think he's coming home. Oh, he's coming home, alright. I know I said I wasn't sure before, but maybe it's because I don't know him. I love him, but I've never actually known him. I love a memory of him, but it isn't even my memory. Maybe Mother just knows something I can't possibly understand about a man I've never properly met. Oh, he's coming back, alright. Or maybe she's in love with her remembrance of him. He's on his way. Run. I consulted a cartographer once in town. He had such a look of pity on his face, and said every young man in Ithaca has come to him asking the same thing at one time or another. I can't imagine what kept him away for 2 decades on a journey that only takes him months. Actually, I'm pretty sure it takes like 6 days. If his love for us was really as deep as my mother says, then why isn't he here? He'll be here soon. If he's everything people have said, what could keep a man that strong from us if he wanted to come home? It's so selfish of me, but between his death and his indifference, I would rather hope he's dead. He's on his way. And yet here I am, practicing archery in the middle of the night in hopes that one day I can see him in the mirror. As if one day he'll come home and recognize me. He will. Isn't that pathetic? I'm sorry for putting this on you. You hardly know me. I should be telling you every terrible tragedy of my life. I don't mind listening. He collects his arrows, but doesn't answer. Despite his silence, he looks happier than he had when you arrived. I guess it's easier to talk to someone I didn't grow up with. I've known practically everyone in this palace my entire life. It's refreshing to have new faces around to get to know. I'm going to bed. You should do the same. Life won't wait for us to wake up at midday, after all. Good night, Eleanor. I hope whatever was keeping you up has resolved itself. He leaves with his bow and arrows, putting out the torch as he passes. You're left alone in the dark of the courtyard. Nothing but the chirping of crickets keep company. Episode 1, end. End of the demo. No! I am in anguish. Ooh, gallery. What's in here? Is there more? I wonder. Isn't that nice? Okay. Well, that was that. It was longer than I thought it'd be. I hope more comes out. It hasn't updated since September. My hopes aren't too high, but I do deeply hope this updates. And if it does, and I notice, I will be playing the next episode. See you.